What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hyperbolic Review Chamber. Today, I am joined by my mortal enemy, Dr. Luigi, aka Zach Lamott. How are you today, sir?
Very good. How are you?
Oh, you know me. I am excellent.
Good.
I'm feeling charmed, some would speak.
That's fun.
That's a segue into our game of this particular review. We're looking at looking at Tearaway for the PlayStation Vita next to the lovely Zachary here.
Super.
Oh boy. So Vita, a little bit of trouble for the system. Not selling like Sony would have hoped. Is this the killer app?
Right.
Zach?
Yes.
Perfect. Nailed it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
I had never really played anything for PS Vita.
Right.
A lot of really cool functions with the touchscreen at the back and the touchscreen on the top. The camera, the stuff was super cool. And as I assumed when I was playing it that a lot of games were like this, but I had some discussions with some folk that have a PS Vita, and apparently it was a very intuitive look at using the full functionality of the console.
It didn't feel gimmicky like a lot of things. I know, I played the soccer games, the FIFA soccer when the Vita had come out, and they used the back touch for shooting. And it's awful because my hands constantly hit the touch. Right. Anyway, I would just shoot randomly. So that felt kind of gimmicky. I think Uncharted did a really good job in regards to like a lot of like the different functions. For if you're rubbing away sand off of something, you're actually rubbing the screen, which is kind of cool. But again, like just a little gimmicky, I felt. And this one, I think they melded the gimmick with the gameplay, and I thought it was really cool. They're like busting your fingers through like the back touch to hit enemies or to solve puzzles. I thought there's nothing else like Tearaway.
Yeah, it's a lot of little things they did with it. Really, like a lot of it made me laugh. I mean, like in terms of the game itself, it's this quirky little game. You play this character who's a messenger, and then basically you're the almost like the main character. You're like the controller of the universe kind of thing, and you're helping this messenger bring a message to you, the player.
You sound like a borderline mental patient right now.
Thank you very much, Matt.
No problem.
Hopefully you played it and I don't sound like a borderline mental patient. Like some of the really interesting things they did, like when you're busting your finger through, did you notice how like the camera in the back is activated?
No.
So like it's actually like if you move it around while you see your finger through the tear, you could kind of see like what's happening behind the Vita.
No way. No, I didn't see that.
Shit like that I thought was super cool, like that they thought about doing that to make it really seem like your finger's coming through. Obviously it's a picture of a finger popping through, but I just thought that was really funny. It did that.
I do have some qualms. One, controls very, very simplistic. Sometimes that's not a bad thing, but sometimes I did feel a little. I don't know the way to describe it, but it almost felt the scope of like just playing the game very limited.
Right.
I felt very, very the parts that knock out of the park or the charm, right? Like it ripped my pants off in charm. Right. You know what I mean? So
you're charming the pants off of me.
That's the way I felt. It was very like cute and very like visually stimulating.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Everything was made of paper.
Totally. And it looks great. But like I said, like at the same time, it felt like the scope was a little bit limited.
Well, yeah, and I felt like there was a lot of I feel like they felt like that in development too, because there's a lot of stupid little things you get to do, like go in a ball and roll around, and right after that little sequence you don't use that until like the end again. Right. I felt like they were trying to like, okay, well, what could we do, and then like how could we implement that into the puzzles. I felt like they had some really great puzzle ideas featuring like all the puzzles I did with the touch and then trying to get your character through. I thought was really interactive and funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, did you spend a lot of time like crafting paper, like say for you to make the crown for like the squirrel?
I spent enough time.
Did you? Oh man, I had such a blast like making like the snowflakes and seeing my snowflakes on the mountainside. Like
it was really funny,
ridiculous. Like it was. I guess it was very, like I said, very, very charming, and that's like if I were to give it a rating out of 0 to 10, it'd be charming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So another thing I didn't like is you see your face. You are God, essentially.
The sun.
As when I'm playing the game, like in a handheld, I'm usually looking down.
Right.
And they would like just suddenly flash my face up there, and it's just double chin max. Like I don't need to be reminded that I'm not being active. I know, I get it, Tearaway. I'm laying in my leather chair by myself, pantsless, playing a children's game. I get it.
Yeah,
if they could make my face a little greasier, I'd been really happy if they could put the grease filter on.
I thought that was so funny, man. Every time we would zoom up and there's me in the sun, and that was so funny. Like, I would just like, and it would happen every time I least suspected it. Like, oh look, there he is. And there's me like on the game, and I think that's a cool idea.
There's God.
Yeah. Did you ever like?
I didn't think God would be bearded like that.
Did you ever like? Almost play it like it was being recorded, like somebody else would play this game and you would be like the protagonist and like make faces or something.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
I'd be like, smile. Yeah. I'd be
like, like looking down, like, or like concerned.
Hello, what was the little messenger's name? Hello, Iota.
Iota, yeah. Oh yeah, those voice actors were funny.
Very, very charming. Like
Hello,
I said,
Iota. Some Australian guy.
I'm pretty sure that's not Australian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It sounds like South African or something.
There you go. See, they're getting warmer. Getting close to that home country. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Tearaway?
I'm gonna give it a rock solid 7.5.
Yeah, no, I'm giving it an 8. I think it's again, it might not sell Vitas for a lot of people, but I think it's something. If you own a Vita, I think it's something you have to have in your collection because there's nothing else like it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think, like I said, even the idea of participation, like I feel like a lot of people would really have a lot of fun. Like playing this game was the first time I've ever taken a selfie in my entire life, but it was for a purpose, which felt cool. But and then like the idea that you create you create these objects that happen in the world of this game is I don't know, nothing like I've seen before. I think they did really good at making the player participate, and I think that's kind of fun.
Agreed.
Like they did it in a way that is still like game, oriented, that is not like an excuse to do all this stuff and create stuff. It's a good balance between like, okay, you've played for long enough, now design a crown for this squirrel or like a skin for this caribou or something like that. People are gonna think we're fucked.
Oh yeah, congratulations!
I'm pretty sure that game doesn't exist. Oh, did you see that Variable episode when they're high on mushrooms or something?
So anyway, congratulations, Media Molecule. Very, very good effort for the Vita. Thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe and to like the video. Until next time, take care.
Hey.